Hello guys, I'm back and I am very, very sick. Sick and tired here, guys. Hello, I am so glad to be back. I was in Alaska for 8 days and then I was back home for about 5, which during that time I had planned to have more of a game plan for the channel and to start my workout regimen. And then I got incredibly sick, and I can tell just by looking at myself in the camera, like, oh my gosh, I do not look well. I did have a fabulous time in Alaska. It was absolutely beautiful. If you're in the position to ever take an Alaskan cruise, I recommend it. It was so gorgeous. I actually saw the whale like jump out of the ocean, and it was just really, really pretty. It was definitely what I needed. I needed to get out of the city and get away, and it was beautiful to just look at the ocean every day. It was wonderful. So now let's ruin it by checking out some unhinged Twitter posts. You guys send some good vibes my way, some healing vibes, some healing spells and manifestations and all that, because I am on day 6 now of fighting whatever this frickin' thing is. So forgive me if I'm a little bit bitchier or maybe more judgmental than normal, or give less shits than I normally do, which I really don't give many in the first place, but I'm a tad feverish, so you gotta forgive me.
A North American Karen, a wild beast that's dangerous alone but deadly in numbers. When gathered together, they form what is known as a homeowners association. This HOA peruses the gated community on the hunt for a vulnerable manager. But today, their vulnerability will be exposed. A Tyrannus homeboy sapien, the Karens freeze and huddle together in fear. Their phones on video mode, at the ready to call for help from their closest friend of the jungle, the security officeurus. But the harmless Tyrannus goes about his business, paying little attention to the Karens. But it's too late. The Karens have already been frightened. They turn and make their escape. Rarely do the Karens find themselves on the receiving end of fear. But today, they are reminded that the world is not their home. They trot home to their husbandus flaccidus to complain that their neighborhood is going to hell.
The homeowners association part, yeah, that's facts. Lady goes ballistic about a 13-year-old girl's swimsuit. You won't believe what she said at the end of the video.
I'm saying don't let your daughter show her ass cheeks around my 4-year-old son. Because she's a 13-year-old kid, and I don't want her showing her ass around my son that's 4 years old.
Okay, she's wearing a
What kind of mother
swimsuit.
are you to let your daughter wear a thong and show her ass cheeks around a 4-year-old
She's wearing
kid?
a swimsuit.
She's wearing a f***ing thong.
She's wearing a
Why are your ass cheeks
swimsuit.
hanging out? Is that a swimsuit?
Yes, it's a swimsuit.
That's a fucking thong. My son's 4 and you're how old are you to let your daughter wear a thong?
Okay, that's your problem and your son's problem. So take your son and go somewhere.
Get out of here. Like, it's my problem. It's gonna be your problem right away.
Okay.
Your video's gonna do anything.
Okay,
You know me or where I live. So what's your video gonna do?
okay, that's for my safety. I'm doing video for my safety.
The only thing your safety is gonna show that you're a fucking shitty mother that's letting your 13-year-old daughter
Okay,
show her ass.
that's your opinion. That's totally fine.
Fuck off now.
Oh, why should I?
Or fucking knock you out. And then what are you gonna do? What is your video gonna do then? Is your video gonna help
Oh
you?
my god.
Wait, let me get my kids ready and then I'm gonna fucking knock you out. Just stay there, okay?
Okay. Okay, I'm just going to call the police or...
Like, I'm sorry that I just kind of overreacted. Just a bathing suit. We should just
Well, it's because I have a
distance
son.
ourselves
You
from
don't
each
have a
other,
son.
and then
That's why.
you can.
I'm just saying my son doesn't need to stare at her fucking ass. My son is staring at her.
She's just a little
I don't
offended
like
by
it. I don't like it.
She's a little bit offended by a little bit too much skin showing, I suppose.
Okay.
But
If you had a 2-year-old or 3-year-old son, would you let your son fucking... Okay. It's a beach. Hey then.
okay, just forget it.
Yeah, forget it.
But
My
I'm not
son
leaving
with
with
your
my
daughter,
kids.
when you
So.
hold her, it's not my problem.
Wow. So that's a boy mom right there. That's a like the Karens in the wild, that's a boy mom in the wild right there. There's so many problems going on with this video. One, I don't know what the 13-year-old's bathing suit looked like. It didn't show it, but I kept hearing her yell, "I'm not wearing a thong." And the mom saying, "Well, then why's your ass hanging out?" Well, sometimes when you wear a bathing suit, even if it's not a thong, you could have full coverage, and sometimes that stuff just gets up in there, you know? Second of all, why is a grown woman staring at a 13-year-old? That's a little bit creepy to me. She keeps yelling, "Why? I don't want my son staring at your daughter's ass." Well, then maybe teach your son not to stare. He's 4, by the way. I doubt he's staring at her butt. Unless he comes from a household where that kind of stuff is just rampant. You guys are watching dirty stuff and you talk about women's bodies in gross ways. I don't think that a 4-year-old would be looking at another girl's body in a sexual way anyway. I hate that I even had to say those two words together. I think that you're the one that's actually uncomfortable with it, which tells me everything that I need to know about you. I don't know why you would be uncomfortable with a 13-year-old in a bathing suit. I mean, I can guess the reason why, but just the classiest mom I've ever seen complaining about her son having to look at a 13-year-old girl's butt while she's slamming what I assume was beer. I don't know. I don't drink alcohol out of a can. That's beneath me, but it looked like something like that. And swearing like that, forcing your son to stop playing, like... Yeah. So this post right here, I think goes perfectly with it. Protect your daughter, crossed out, educate your son. That's right. Teach your son that it's not okay to sexually harass women. Seems pretty simple to me. I don't know. Humans saw this and decided to invent a 40-hour work week. I know. I wish that everybody could live that life for sure. Are you the villain in anybody's story? If I am, I don't give a fuck. Same. What is worse than heartbreak? Getting your period the day of an important event. Oh yeah, I've had that happen a number of times. I hate when you have to reschedule doctor's appointments because of it. If you are over the age of like 20 and you're going to see a movie called The Wild Robot in a theater by yourself, you should probably reevaluate your life a little bit. Why are we all so mean to each other? Why? Why are we so mean? You go watch that little robot and you have a fabulous time. Don't let anybody make you feel bad about it. If the woman really loves the man, as soon as her genitals reach the man's, she silently sucks up his organ within herself. The man has no need to make any effort. If the woman's love is strong, her body sucks up his organ as air is sucked up into an empty space. Community notes added, what the fuck? People are willing to vilify everything that gets popular with women, from bobs to Hello Kitty to Stanley Cups. Everything that girls start to like, trends with women become hated. I wonder why. Yeah, I've noticed that too. I actually did a video on it, defending Stanley Cups. I mean, it's just like the Wild Robot all over again. Game of Thrones showrunner David Benioff says they almost had the Hound or Brienne kill the Night King, but not Jon Snow. We didn't want it to be Jon because he's always saving the day. So they wanted literally almost anybody but Jon Snow. This is ridiculous. I'm not even a fan of Jon Snow. Like, he's not one of my favorite characters. And even I know that it should have been Jon Snow. What was the point of Jon coming back? Don't tell me his whole point was to kill Dany. No, I don't buy that. Trigger a fandom with one image. This was a dark day for the Game of Thrones fandom. Oh, yes. Yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, it was. Oh, I'm still not over it.
Oh, what a nice day. Look at Jessica. Jessica, what are you doing? You know you can't swim. Get away from the water, Jessica. Jessica, get away from the... Oh, my God. Somebody help Jessica, please. She can't swim. Go help Jessica, run. Jesus Christ. Jessica, no. Oh, my God. No, Jessica. No. The water is pulling her back in. Where's the lifeguard? Lifeguard, hurry up! She can't swim! Jessica, no! Jesus! Jessica, Jessica! Lifeguard, please save her! Yes, 2 lifeguards! Save her, no! Please, Jessica! Oh, look, hey! That husband is coming! Oh, do one of them dead! Jessica! Hey, please, save her! Jessica! They're coming now, they're here!
That is seriously probably my favorite video that exists on the internet. I don't know how many times I've watched it now. Guys, when the girl they met partying and drinking while half dressed likes to party and drink half dressed. A casual reminder that Japanese bullet train technology is nearly 60 years old and has been capable of operating at 185 miles per hour for 27 years. Trains aren't outdated. We just never invested in proven technology. This really pisses me off because I hate to fucking fly. Like, even my strongest meds to relax me do not help. So bullet trains fast across country. Let's do it. If you have friends considering a move to Las Vegas, do not be afraid to tell them summer is now 9 months long. Yeah, I have noticed. I mean, I've lived here for, I think, 27 years. And when I first moved here, it used to rain. We used to get storms. I don't know what has happened. Well, I mean, seriously, we used to have monsoon season and it was only like maybe a week or two. It really wasn't that long. But we would get rain, we'd get thunderstorms. I mean, we would have like lightning everywhere. I never even see lightning here anymore, which is weird. We would get heat lightning. I remember I was playing Tomb Raider 3 and it was actually raining so hard outside that it was starting to like flood up by our apartment. And my mom was like freaking out. It never rains here anymore at all. And it starts getting hot. I'd say like in May, probably towards the end of May, it starts getting uncomfortably hot. And it does not let up until like almost December now. I don't know if it's hotter, but the summers are longer than they were, I guess is a better way of putting it. I think concerts should take place at 5 p.m. and we should all be in bed by 9 latest, but no one wants to hear me. Allison, I don't want to hear you. You want to be in bed by 9? Goodbye. But here in the City of Sin, our bedtime is whenever we decide it is. Stop normalizing the grind and normalize whatever this is. Heck yeah, sounds good to me. I have experienced my first cyclist blocking an entire uphill road, despite there being a bike lane with no way for cars to get around him. I now understand the hatred for cyclists. Yeah, I don't know which one I dislike more, cyclists or vegans. It's really a toss-up, but I think cyclists, I think they're the more egregious of the two. Egregious. Don't know if I use that word correctly. I mean, I've had a cyclist one time in the middle of a road going like 10 miles an hour. All of us cars are like starting to back up because it's a two-way road. So like we can't go around him. There's cars coming this way and we're going this. Oh my gosh. And he knew we were there. It's almost like it's a big middle finger. Like they're like, yeah, I don't have to move. I'm on a bike. And if you hurt me, I have the right of way. What's the most overrated food you're convinced people are just pretending to enjoy? I had to think about this for a minute and then I came to the conclusion that it's matcha. I've tried matcha. I think it tastes like dirty feet. Does it count as a food though? I think it's more of like a drink. I don't know. You can do food stuff with it. Whatever you can do with it, it's disgusting. What has gradually disappeared over the past decade without most people noticing? Bugs. Good. Are there any special routines you do after your period for cleansing or something? Please share. Your period does not make you filthy and you do not need to cleanse anything. Who did this to us? Our mothers. Teenagers, you know how you can't stand when your mom speaks? Just remember there was a time you loved her so much that you literally sat on the floor talking to her while she pooped. That is true. That's the truest thing I've ever read.
So this is the story of how a restaurant in New York City ended up eating half of this incredible birthday cake that I made for my friend for his birthday. And that took 5 or 6 hours of my time at least. And I would value at several hundreds of dollars. So for context, I make a birthday cake for all of my friends for their birthdays. As you can see, they're not small. This is a massive cake, at least twice the size of my head. You know, it's massive, it's huge. So we went to the restaurant. I obviously hand the cake to the hostess. They take it into the back. We have a great dinner. Then it's cake celebration time. They bring out the birthday cake, put a candle in it. We all sing happy birthday in it. That's amazing. Again, you can see how big this cake is compared to my friend. So it's not small. And I actually had called the restaurant ahead of time to ask if I could do the cake cutting instead of them, but they said that was a safety hazard. So they ended up taking the cake back into the kitchen to serve it. Now, these are some of the slices that we were served of the cake. And you can really see here just how thin the cake slices were. We're looking at a few millimeters of thickness. So just doing some rough estimation, there were 12 of us at the dinner. If we're each served a slice about this size, or maybe it's a little bigger, that's going to be about half that massive cake. Definitely not all the cake was served to us. And so then at the end of the dinner, when we had asked our waiter where the cake leftovers were, we're expecting them to bring out the remaining half of the cake. But instead, they just say that there's no cake left. So the only explanation is that this high-end New York City Midtown steakhouse took the cake back into the kitchen, cut all of us meager slices of cake to eat, and they had just eaten the rest of it for themselves, which I sort of understand. It's a long shift. They deserve maybe a little bit of a sweet treat at the end of their night. But when the cake is my hard work and my friend's birthday present that I gifted him, it's definitely a little disappointing.
Okay, the whole cake cutting fee is horseshit. It's really stupid. Don't ever pay anybody to cut your cake. That is dumb. Why on earth is there a safety hazard for cutting a cake at a steakhouse? You're cutting your own steak, right? They don't have a problem with you cutting steaks or cutting whatever else you're cutting, but you can't cut a cake. No, that needs to go away. That's really stupid. It's just greedy. It's just flat out greedy is what it is. That cake either got eaten, they kept it, or it got dropped or something like that, because yes, that was a very big cake. After you were done cutting the cake, bring the cake back. You cut it. Where is it? First of all, why'd you take it away to cut it in the first place? And okay, you cut it. That's great. Bring it back. There's no way I would have left that restaurant without the cake. I would have raised hell. Younger me hated subtitles, but baby, now put that on, please. I cannot hear. That is so true. I used to hate subtitles when I was younger too, but now I have to have them on. My husband, he's always like, turn them off. And I'm like, but I can't hear.
What my wife says versus what she means. What my wife says doesn't always equate to what she means. Let me explain. This is how I solve my wife's hunger paradox. This one's easy. If my wife says she's hungry, it means she's hungry. Got it? Good. Now if she asks me, are you hungry? It means she's hungry. She doesn't really care if I'm hungry. She's just trying to tell me she's hungry. So when I hear this question, even if I'm not hungry, I always say yes. So now I'm driving home and I decide to pick up some food and I ask her, do you want anything? And she says no. What she really means is that she's hungry. She just doesn't even know it yet. Because by the time I get home, she'll be hungry and she'll want to eat all my food. This last one's a tough one. My wife's angry and I can't figure out why. I even tried to say sorry. I don't even know what I'm sorry about. So I tried, but it makes it worse. And that's because she's hangry. So in conclusion, my wife is always hungry.
Definitely make sure you get yourself a fry or something at the fast food place, because you are going to want one when you get home. Guys, I finished decorating my side of the room at the nursing home and I love it. I could only afford this because of y'all's generous donations. Thank you for helping me turn it into a home. And look at that. Isn't that amazing? This made me so happy when I saw it. I love her greenery and her green blanket is so pretty. One day at a time. That's literally in my bio. Many millennial women are intolerable. They are in their 30s, no desire to have children, figuring themselves out, too busy with their careers to find time to date men, think all men are toxic, drink every weekend, etc. Okay, other than the thinking all men are toxic, is there anything in here that she said that's bad or wrong? Bad, wrong?
Badong.
There's nothing wrong with not wanting to have children. There's nothing wrong with drinking every weekend. And I do have children.
Why'd you put those on your lips? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Ow, that honey. Ow, Mom. That honey still.
Alright, girl, now you got 2 eyebrows. No more Florida's brow.
I don't like it. This tweet says mothers are their daughters' first bullies in a way. And boy, is that. That's right. My mom was my first bully. She still is my bully. If you have strict parents, rebel. Don't ask for permission to go out, just go. If they blow up your phone, tell them you'll be back. If they yell at you once you're back, let them yell. Don't respond, don't react. Act like you don't care. They'll get used to it and stop controlling you. Okay, now this is actually called gray rocking, I believe, and it's something that I am currently doing with my mom right now. This is good advice if you are old enough. If you are a minor still, this is bad advice. And now if there's abuse going on in the house, of course, don't put up with that and get help. But if you're over 18 and you are at home still, then this is a good way to go about parents that are, you know, assholes. Why don't they combine the P. Diddy list with the Epstein list and sort it all out once and for all? I'm guessing the world would be a much better place thereafter. I'm guessing it would be too, but You know that'll never happen. The amount of ugly women who think men want to rape them is incredible. He's so charming, isn't he, ladies? Breaking news. Scientists at the University of Oxford have developed the world's first ovarian cancer vaccine that researchers claim could wipe the disease out. If this is a thing, this would be one of the biggest medical breakthroughs of all time. And guess who wanted to weigh in on it? Men are constantly solving women's consequences for sleeping around. Oh my God. Does she know that that's not how it works, okay? She can't be the stupid. She's gotta be trolling. She's gotta be. There is no logical argument against consensual bestiality. I think the issue is that it's never consensual. Imagine you were walking through the forest and you saw this. Legit chills down my spine. Okay, now I saw this and I just started cracking up. I think this is adorable. Great whites are my absolute favorite animals. Are they animals? They're mammals? We're all animals. I don't really know. I don't really care. They're adorable and they're my favorite thing in the world. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, that is so cute. And one day you'll be in your house playing your favorite music as you make your favorite meal for dinner, and you'll realize that you're living an answered prayer. That is very beautiful and in a lot of ways true. I do complain a lot about things, but I'd have to say the one thing I wanted more than anything in life was a happy family with a loving husband and a beautiful child, and I got it. And sometimes I forget and take that for granted. So it's okay to whine, though. It's okay for us to complain. It's certainly okay for us to talk about what bothers us and be upset by it. And definitely okay to do that here. But it is easy for us to forget about the things that we should be grateful for as well. So anyway, that is all I have for you guys for Crazy Twitter. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you are liking my content, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to get to 500 and beyond. So until next time, I hope your symptoms are low. I hope your magic is strong. Bye, babes.